Hello everyone, my name is T Hunter. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back and thank you so much for coming back. So for this week's video, I wanted to discuss the importance of influence and how we need to use our influence wisely. Now, I'm not necessarily referring to you have to have like millions of followers and millions of subscribers in order to be considered an influencer. And I'm not talking about the people that put influencer in their bio on social media. Sometimes just being who you are, you can have influence. What I mean by that is when you have an intimate connection with somebody, you do have the ability to influence others around them as well as influence that person. For example, those of us who have a favorite celebrity, or even in just day-to-day life, if we see someone spouting off on social media against someone that perhaps they're now at odds with, have you ever wondered, so they're attacking this person, but I'm wondering, what would that person have to say? What is their side of the story? I'd like to get the context. So I'm hearing your side, but what is the other side of the story? And somewhere in the middle is going to be the truth. So when you are close to someone, whether you are a close friend, you happen to be dating someone, you are a spouse, you are a family member, when you have an intimate connection, you have the ability to influence others' perceptions of people. Another good example would be reality TV. So yes, it's scripted, we know that, or at least I'm hoping that we know that by now. But I always noticed a pattern. When I used to watch reality TV, there would always be one or maybe two cast members that would be described as crazy. And who would define them as such? Usually it would be a former lover or a former friend. And the reason why it was so easy for them to take on this role of being the crazy person is because the person that called them or referred to them by that title had influence. Most people would look at it like, okay, now if this woman's ex-boyfriend is saying she's crazy after he has been with her for however many years, or if they have children together, or they live together, if he's describing her as crazy, then there has to be some element of truth, because when you are in intimate relationships with people, you see the good, the bad, the ugly, and the in-between. So it is the same with friendships as well. When you are close friends with someone, you see their ups and you see their downs. You see them at their most vulnerable moments, just as you would see them at their mountaintops. So if we're going around talking about people and sowing discord because we're angry with them or we're offended by them, we have the potential to influence so many other people to change their perspectives about someone who they may not even know very well. That's a dangerous power to have. And therefore, to keep it from being dangerous, we have to use it wisely. I almost fell prey to this a couple of weeks ago. There are some content creators out there who make their money and their brand is comprised of controversy. So if everyone else is saying the sky is blue, they're going to get paid and they're going to get recognition for saying, oh, it's not blue, it's green. And after a while, you have to remember that context of, okay, this person gets their attention, gets their money, whatever it is that they're seeking, they get it by being controversial or saying the exact opposite of what everyone else is saying. When it comes to their thoughts and their opinions and how they weigh in on different subjects, you have to take that into consideration. Like, okay, this person is always going to be coming from the stance of, I need to be controversial because that's how I'm going to stand out. So when you know that, then you'll be more likely to consider the source before you start trying to take everything that they say at face value and interpreting it as truth. You'll look at it from the stance of, let me consider the source. You have gotten to where you are because you've been controversial. And if that's your brand, if that's your product, okay, you know, it is what it is. I get to make a choice not to consume if I know that that doesn't align with my values. And sometimes I think that we forget that we can fine-tune our feeds on social media. We don't have to be subject to just any and everything coming across our timelines, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever the platform is. You get to choose what type of material is coming across your screen. And if something's popping up that you're not interested in, you can easily tap on the settings and say, you know what, I'm not interested in this, don't recommend this channel, hide this type of material, I don't want to see it. And the platforms have to listen, because if they want you to stay on it, they need to listen to what it is that you're saying is most interesting to you and what will keep you on the platform. So instead of looking at ourselves as, oh, I'm nobody important, nobody will listen to me, nobody wants to hear my opinion, nobody wants to hear what I have to say, always remember this. When it comes to negativity and gossip, there's always an ear itching to hear what you have to say. So when we are tempted to use our influence in a negative and a destructive way, let's think twice. And also, let's practice putting ourselves in other people's shoes. How would I feel if I woke up one day to a subliminal or a direct post that is aimed at me and is targeting me because the author is upset with me for whatever reason? And instead of us having a one-on-one conversation and resolving our issue offline and in private, they've decided to air all of my dirty laundry on social media. And even if they delete that post, they have no control over who sees that post between the time that they wrote it and the time that they decide to take it down. And we all, I'm sure, have been guilty of this. I know I have. Taking a screenshot of stuff like, oh, okay. And it doesn't necessarily have to always be something negative. It could be, okay, you know, I really like this hairstyle. Maybe I don't want to save it in an app. I'll just take a screenshot of this and I'll keep it for future reference. People do that with conversations. They do that with posts. They do that with, you know, people arguing back and forth in the comments. So we have to be very careful of what we're saying, especially when we are hurting, when we are angry, when we're disappointed, frustrated, what have you. You have influence. It doesn't matter what your follower count is. If you are intimately connected to someone, the devil wants to use that bond to influence how other people see, whether it be your former friend or it be your former spouse, your family member that maybe you're on the outs with right now. If there's gonna be a potential for discord, the enemy would love to use you as an influencer. So be wise with your influence. Don't take the bait. That is all that I have to say for today's topic. If you have enjoyed this content, please feel free to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you will not miss any future posts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.